You're listening to the New Old Heads podcast, shot live every Tuesday at twitch.tv/newoldheads and released every Thursday at noon via bringingdowntheband.com. The show is brought to you by Coleman Dental, Printfinity, Indie CD and Vinyl. Support the show directly by becoming a member at patreon.com/newoldheads.
You are now tuned in to the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7th. The entire crew is here. Starting off with my man Jay Moore. How are you, sir?
You know, flapping can't fly, you know, kicking but not high. You know how it go.
Why your voice always get extra swaggy?
You know, because
when you drop game
I'm a
like
broadcast professional, sir.
Okay. Right. Fair enough. Mm-hmm. My man Lonegevity, how are you, sir?
Doing all right today.
I knew he was.
No, I'm doing just fine. Thanks.
Good to see you, buddy.
Yep.
My man DJ Jay Diff, what's happening, man?
Salutations.
How's everything?
Everything is good.
They wouldn't believe what we saw on them streets this weekend, would they?
I mean, I'm sure they would. It's not uncommon.
Oh no, man!
It's not like you saw like the 𝗀𝗲𝗏 or nothing like that.
No. It's something that was a little.
I didn't see a what's it called? A Bigfoot or
no, it wasn't nothing like that, man.
Or a Yeti
or nothing like that.
Nah.
Yeah,
might have been a Goonie Goo Goo.
Well, yeah.
Perhaps we'll just say that. My man Red August is in the building. Thank you, sir, for doing what you're doing with your on-site production and such. Appreciate you. Shout out to the chat as well. What'd you say? Shout out to the chat as well. Appreciate y'all. Let's go ahead and jump in, man. There's been some foolishness going on. Did y'all see? I think we all saw Game's comment about Kanye doing more for him the past 2 weeks than Dr. Dre has ever done. Now, keep in mind, this is someone that's been mentioning Dr. Dre's name since when did the first album come out? The documentary. It's 2005,
6.
I'll have to. We'll look it up and double check. But either way, he's been pretty much saying Dr. Dre's name on each and every record, or trying to squeeze it in at some point, 15 to 20 times throughout the course of an album.
And feature.
Even said it on the Eazy record, I believe, that Kanye just produced, the most recent joint. I have to go back and listen just to confirm.
I mean, you really don't have to.
Pretty sure it's there.
Yeah. It's in there. More likely it's in there. Now, to me, this is absolutely ridiculous. Is this brother just upset because he didn't get any play at the Super Bowl? Or has Kanye just...
50 got to do it.
Or is Kanye just a master manipulator and can just make people do whatever he wants them to do and say whatever he wants them to say? I'm confused because this makes absolutely no sense in my personal opinion. Jay Diff, what you think, man? This is foolish to me.
It's big cap.
Big cap?
There's no way. You sat up there in the interview and fixed your mouth to say that Kanye's did more for you in the past 2 weeks than Dr. Dre has done your whole career. Mind you, Kanye really was taking aims and disrespecting Kanye by talking about busting down his wannabe ex-wife.
Facts.
In a rap. I don't know how long it was, but I mean.
Well, he said it.
He definitely said it. Yeah, I just don't see that, man. To me, it's just a slight at Dre trying to discredit him because he wasn't part of the Super Bowl performance, possibly. And he said he didn't care about the Super Bowl performance, but obviously something's going on to where he gives a crap about it. Because there's no way. 2 weeks.
Come on, man. 2 weeks.
Kanye.
And it actually had me thinking. I'm thinking to myself, like, what has happened in 2 weeks that could even remotely make this make sense?
What's crazy too is they literally got started around the same time. So I don't know if y'all remember that Boost Mobile commercial that had Kanye and Ludacris and Game in it rapping.
That beat is cold too.
Definitely cold. I need to find that track.
I think it was called Whole City Behind Us.
City, but yeah, that's what it is. I said,
but they literally started at the same time, and now Kanye is pretty much sunning him. For you to get on the show and say that he's done more for you than Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre pretty much set your career off.
Facts.
Without Dr. Dre, there's no game.
Yeah, this is 100% big cap. Long, what you think about the game and its foolishness? Because we can't make any sense of it.
I just want him to make some sense of it,
right?
Because it doesn't like the only thing that I've seen is what a snippet of him rapping. Like that's the only thing that's happened in the last 2 weeks, right?
Well, the last 2 weeks
they had that song.
Yeah, but that's been past 2 weeks though, ain't it?
Easy.
What the Eazy sample is him and Kanye. Yeah. That's a powerful song if it erases everything Dre done done.
Did they actually release that?
Yeah,
it's on streaming platforms.
So one song?
One song.
And what has he done for him behind the scenes? You know, like, I don't know. It's stupid.
He's about to be name dropping Kanye on every track now.
Yeah, I mean, like,
hope not.
Like Give Dre's name a break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just dumb. I don't know. It just sounds like you know what it feels like? It feels like some sort of way to hype up an album, but it's just done really bad because it doesn't make any sense.
Well, Hit Boy is supposed to be the one producing his album.
That's what I thought too. Didn't he produce the other one?
No. I think Kanye.
That's why I was confused because I thought that was Hit Boy and Game.
Mm.
Yeah, Hit Boy and Game do have a project coming out, but the Eazy record, let me see who produced that.
Kanye just put the Eazys in there.
Yeah, you know, it's the same way he did with 88 Keys.
Yeah.
Saying that he produced that record and he didn't. Jay Moore, what you think, man?
He put the Fat Joe samples in there.
Yeah, there we go. Jay Moore, what you think, man? Foolishness, right?
I mean, foolishness, but pretty on par for the game. You know, this is the same dude who got, you know, a butterfly tattooed on his face, and he said, I researched it and what a butterfly means. And then when he started catching all that flack for it, he covered it up. You know, this is the same dude that called his second studio album rather, the Doctor's Advocate, when he was no longer on Aftermath, and also had no beats from Dr. Dre.
True.
You know, this is just how his get down is. He's like, for as talented as he is as an MC, he's also like the master of the hot take. You know, he's that dude who's like, yeah, this is gonna be my last album, but that was like 5 albums ago. You know, I'm about to do this, and you know, I got this coming, and this person did it, and it's all just a lot of hyperbole to get people talking. And I guess it works because honestly, with the music is not what we're talking about with Game. We're talking about his statements. You know, the song he has with Kanye is cool, but you know, after a couple of weeks, it's something else that we forgot about and moved on.
That's true.
You know, it wasn't something that is just like embedded itself into the culture, even though this is very much a microwave culture and it's hard to gain any traction. But you know, he's got to say something. You know, I know he can't act like he doesn't feel some kind of way that he was left out of the Super Bowl.
That is a Hit Boy record, by the way. I just pulled it up. My Mike Dean.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so you were on it long.
But to say Kanye, like, you got to understand, like, you know, there's like 6 or 7 Dr. Dre beats on the documentary, you know, and he gave you like things that actually are, you know, have stuck, you know, how we
classic
do
material.
Classic material,
Yeah.
especially, you know, if you vibe on the West Coast.
Yeah.
So to say that's just him trying to give a hot take and give us something to talk about. And you know, we're talking about it, so I guess it worked.
My thing is, it's not necessary. It's not necessary because the vibe that Hit Boy is on and the run that he's been on with these projects, I don't even think it's needed. Game and Hit Boy, they're doing a project. You see the success he's had when he's done these other artist collabs. Just roll with that.
But also, you know, you got to understand, Dre is, you know, basically by saying this, he's burned his whatever part of the bridge that was left.
Yeah.
He's burned that with Dr. Dre.
Torched.
Dr. Dre is a cat that he takes a certain level of loyalty personally. Look, he cut his daughter off after she went to the press.
That's tough.
You know what I'm saying? So like, all you had, you know, this is somebody in his family, you know, who, whatever their relationship, it is what it is. We're not here to talk about that. But like, he was basically helping to pay, you know, her bills or whatever she needed to get done. Only thing she had to do was not talk to the press about him.
Yeah.
And as soon as she decided to say that something, this, that, and the third about Dr. Dre was like, well, you're grown up now. No more money for you. And then she goes back to the press and be like, stop giving me money. It's like,
cut off.
You were grown up with a couple kids and in your 30s now.
No,
you're going to get sympathy from some people, but not from me.
No,
get a job, Grouch.
Yeah.
It just makes me think about the people around him who what type of people you have around you that made you think that was cool, or maybe it's just him coming off the top.
I don't think it has anything to do with anybody he's around.
No.
I don't know. Well, maybe it's just him coming
so-
up too. I can't control what
Like
somebody says.
he
so that's
revels in the
fair.
fact that like he says when
That's
people
fair.
sue him, he doesn't go to court.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
basically all the royalties that he makes from anything go to all these judgments. Like he's
Yeah.
lived not just not I don't want to say reckless as far as, you know, being in the streets, but reckless just as an adult, you know, like to the point where like I don't, you know, he's figured something out to where he's not just destitute.
Yeah.
But, you know, anything that came from that last double album he put out, you know, it goes to pay off the judgments because he doesn't go to court. He doesn't feel he'd rather.
That was a good album.
He always says he'd rather
That's
fight
sweet.
somebody than go to court, and it was like that's not how it works in the real world.
What were you gonna say, Lone?
Well, I mean, right after the Super Bowl, Whack 100 came out and said some stuff about, you know, the game. Said some stuff. Remember?
Stuff
and
about Dre. Yep.
And then they like tried. Game made a statement to like, oh no,
Saying he wasn't
it
tripping.
was old or something.
Yeah. Yep.
Apparently, there's some sort of merit to it. I'm guessing. So
Of all the bridges to burn, though, as
Dr.
as
Dre?
as the game, of all the bridges to burn, that's the wrong one to burn, man.
well, there we are.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
He's
So
on to Kanye now.
Burn,
So
baby, burn.
I tell you what, that this doesn't change. I do want to hear his project with Hit Boy because
Well, I want to hear Hit Boys beats.
yes,
And I can't, but you know what? I'm
Game
not gonna,
is nice,
I'm
though.
not
I ain't
gonna say
about to
'cause
play
I
Game.
enjoyed
Yeah.
James' ass album. Was it Born to Rap? That was a good
Somebody-
record.
yeah,
that's
I'm
good.
not
It's a
about
good record.
I'm not here to bash Game and just
It
you
made
know,
my year-end list. I ain't going to front on
Yeah.
that.
But what I'm saying is with Hit Boy's production in particular as it relates to the project, that would be more of what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Is the beats on this. I know Game will get in his bag. I'm not
But
worried
you know
about
what?
that.
It may not match up, you know, because,
You don't think so?
well, you listen to what he's done for Nas, just because he can do that for Nas, you know, rhyme styles are like fighting styles. You know, it doesn't always match up.
Yeah, kind of like how Hit Boy did Big Sean's album. Nobody talks about Big Sean's album that he did.
Yeah,
was like a
that's
mixtape.
right. I forgot about that.
Because he's been successful with Nas and Benny. Those were good. Now, to his point about Big Sean, I don't even remember that. I don't.
Yeah.
So it's not a guarantee, but I'm from a producer standpoint, I just want to see what bag or what direction he goes in. It might be West Coast influenced, or it might just be him doing him, you know, making some adjustments. But I do believe in Hit Boy from production standpoint. I'm not worried about Game with the rap unless he just done got lazy and I don't know. We'll see. I just don't want to hear anything on there where he talking crazy about Dre now. That ain't the, I don't think that's it, man. It's going to sound corny actually because you've been talking about him your whole career. Now you want to diss him. That don't make sense.
it sure does. This is a way to keep Dre's name in his mouth.
Clout chaser, huh, Long?
I don't know about that, but you know, we thought we got rid of the Dre raps, but they're not done yet.
No, it was some on with Terry.
Born to
Eazy.
Rap.
Yeah, I'm guarantee you it's at least 3 on Easy. Probably
He
3.
names drops Jay-Z often too.
Yeah, Jay-Z couldn't care less about him. You know?
Yeah.
It's like he's almost like single white female with Jay-Z.
Man.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with the movie.
Have y'all
Shoot,
seen
I feel
the,
like he's
Single
kind of that
Black
way with
Female?
Dr. Dre. I don't know.
You
Well,
think it's
yeah,
with Drake
yeah.
too long?
Y'all see the new one, Single Black Female on Lifetime?
No.
No,
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's a single black female. It has
that's cultural appropriation right there.
Oh, does that bother you, Long?
Yeah, maybe.
I can't remember the young lady's name.
Somebody we've seen before?
Yeah.
Okay.
You watch any of it?
Yeah, I watched it.
What you think?
Dark Skin 𝗀𝗱𝗚 is on there.
Okay.
Oh, word? Okay.
Yeah, she plays the chick's mother who the other chick was imitating or wanting to be like.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't bad. It's a Lifetime movie though.
Okay.
you know.
All right.
I will throw her some lobs, man. Dark skin 𝗀𝗱𝗚 after they, made up and everything. Bro, throw her some lobs, man. She deserved that.
If she figured something out, she on a show movie.
Will might have put a call in, Jay Moore. You don't know.
Yeah, Will do got some Hollywood
He got
parody.
some pull now.
Yeah, shout out to Will Smith.
Have y'all seen the new Bel Air?
I watched
Not
the
yet.
first episode.
Yeah,
It's good.
it's actually pretty good.
You got that subscription?
I mean, it's neither here nor there.
You the feds? Let's move on.
Nah,
Right.
Don't worry about how I watch what I watch.
I'm gonna stay out of grown folk business. You right, but I know it takes the 𝗀𝗡𝗋 in order to watch the whole series. I did watch the first one. The episode was fire to me, but
It's $5.
is it $5?
That's all.
Peacock?
$5 for Peacock.
I'm on there. Okay, that's in my budget. All right, man, let's go.
You would have known that if you had just did a little research
I
right
didn't.
after you
I
finished the
didn't.
episode.
I didn't. I sure
Just
did.
like garlic butter comes with it.
Don't do that, man. Why we doing that? That's what we doing
Just saying.
for somebody that ain't even giving us a check. Don't do that.
on Pizza King.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Pizza King is fire.
I know.
No, you don't.
I enjoy Pizza King.
Yeah.
What type of comment is that?
I mean,
What
it's
do you
good.
mean?
It's either fire
good.
or it's not.
Anyways,
He
Pizza King,
enjoys it.
they ain't paying us.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah, we're not mentioning it anymore.
All right, man. Let's go. Let's jump to the next topic. Jump. See what you did there. So I don't know if you guys saw this, but Joe Budden had a comment where he didn't go off, but he went on a little small rant about Megan Thee Stallion not being a superstar, and his argument was based off record sales. Now,
You ain't selling no records.
to me, it just brings the question to my mind in 2022, what does a superstar look like? And I don't think it has to be predicated on record sales. Not
Looks
now.
like a super gremlin.
Looks like a super criminal. Nah, man, I just don't see it. I don't see it being about sales now. Because people ain't even moving units like that outside of the top, 2 or 3%, the Drakes, the people like that move records.
So what would you consider a superstar criterion? What's the criteria for being a
I know it's different.
Superstar.
It's
Oh, I got
social media presence, right? Has to be a factor.
Yeah.
In my opinion, social media presence has to be a factor. The music has to be a factor as well.
Does it?
I think, but it might be smaller. It might not be a huge part of the pie, but I think it has to be in there. If you're going to be a rapper, you got to have something, I guess, to show for your craft as it relates to rap. But then I think it's outside stuff. It's endorsements, it's product. All that stuff goes into it now more than it did maybe 10, 15 years ago to me. Like it's a wide range of things that these artists are involved in now. To me, is what makes a superstar versus, just selling a whole bunch of records.
What do you think, Jay?
I think the records is the smallest factor in determining if you're a superstar nowadays. Because really, nobody's selling anything. It's all a bunch of funny math to determine what quote unquote a gold record or a platinum record is.
I'm not mad at that.
When you talk about superstars, like Meg to me is a superstar. All right, because when you add up, her airplay, her branding deals, she can show up to your city at any time and sell out whatever concert she's going to be in. It's who's going to come to see you.
Right.
Not just what's getting played on the radio, because there's a lot of people who get played on the radio. Nobody's coming to see you. This is maybe the second out of 3 years that I've seen Megan Thee Stallion have a Super Bowl commercial.
Yeah.
And
She
they
got
just
hottie sauce.
she's got branding
Talk to 'em.
deals. She's got national branding deals with like
Popeyes.
Doritos and Popeyes.
Yeah.
Both of which I don't even think she probably don't even eat none of that stuff, because she seems to keep herself in pretty good
Facts.
shape.
Facts.
But that's neither here nor there.
She's still young. She probably
Yeah.
do eat that stuff.
But I'm just saying that, like, when you talk about who is a superstar, it's about the level of penetration into traditional media, social media.
Right.
We talked about Snoop Dogg last couple episodes.
Yeah.
Here's somebody who, the Back on Death Row album, which I enjoy, I don't think it's burning up the charts, but you can't say that Snoop Dogg is not a superstar. I mean, even if you you take away the legacy, just how much he does to where people know who he is, even if they don't know the music.
Right.
I was at my my best friend's house over Thanksgiving, and I said something about just joking around. I said, well, at the club, our big thing, you got to play the nasty lady rap, because that's very popular, when it's, past the 12:30 hour and it's time to really get cracking. And my best friend's mother, who's at least, I'll just say in her 70s, I don't never like to tell any woman's age. She said, "You mean like Cardi B?"
Man.
So that to me, if nothing else, solidified the fact that she's a superstar as well.
Yeah.
Right now there are to me 3 big female supers: Megan, Cardi. And Doja Cat. Those are superstars.
Nicki too. You can't take Nicki.
Yeah,
No.
superstar.
Nicki is
Nicki's
she's in a legacy lane because
Yeah.
you can never take away what Nicki has accomplished, regardless of anything that any criticism you have of her. She has her spot.
She didn't put the work in now.
She's probably above them.
She's definitely
Like,
above them.
like it's not even
Cardi,
close.
they got their beef with each other.
But the thing is,
she still acknowledges.
But right now, what a superstar is, to a certain extent, is it's very liquid because you can be a superstar this year, and either somebody will come along and take your spot, or you'll put out something that's ice cold and people don't react to it, and you won't be a superstar in a year or two. Like look on any award show that from 2 years ago, there are people on those award shows that we would say are superstars that we don't care anything about now. At one point, you could say that, at least in the realm of hip hop, Mike Jones was a superstar. And then the next time when it was time,
he was a hood star.
I don't know about superstar. He was a hood star.
I'll just say, this is when selling
he can't
records.
tour no stadium.
A millionaire.
These people were selling. This is when you actually had to go to the store and buy albums. They were selling 1.52 million records, and when it was time for them to come back out, people were like, "Next." That happens
Slim Thug.
It happens even quicker than that.
When I think of a superstar, I think of somebody that's selling out arenas.
Okay,
and
that's Cardi.
Generating numbers. Yeah, definitely Cardi. But it doesn't. To your point, it doesn't necessarily have to equate to album sales. What's important in today's day and age, though, is being an actual influencer without just putting it in an Instagram profile.
Yeah,
because the superstars are literally influencers. People see what they do, they emulate them, they want to do what they do, they want to dress like them.
Yep.
That's why these restaurants are getting them to promote their stuff, because they want them to buy their food, because they think they're doing the same thing that Megan The Stallion is doing.
Travis Scott had people ripping
Travis Scott is
off of the McDonald's.
He's a superstar. Travis Scott is is touring stadiums. He's selling out merch. He has his own Jordans.
No, not lately.
Well, I mean,
yeah. But that's how fast. That's how fast it can change.
He's had a rough. What, about 6-7 months?
Mm-hmm.
I think the superstardom is still there though.
Yeah, he's still got it though. That's the thing. Somebody that's in a position like him. I mean, he still has Jordans being released. They pushing them back and things like that, but they're still very side out
brand deals.
No, they're not canceling them.
Yeah,
because
it speaks to who he is.
I can't really speak on that situation and whatever happened,
right?
But he's still standing on superstar status. Kanye West. Kanye is being called all kind of names,
but he got y'all out here dressing
crazy with them galoshes on, them super fishing galoshin boots.
He's got the Curious George boots in black.
Yeah. Superstar status though.
Yeah.
And no matter what he does at this point in time, he's going to remain a superstar.
Facts.
And Jay-Z as well.
Legacy.
These are people that'll never, like, I know you brought up Snoop. Snoop is pretty much,
he's legacy.
He can do whatever he wants to do at this point in time. He's embedded in the superstar lane. Now, somebody that may be slipping from that superstar lane, Lizzo. What has Lizzo done in the past?
Yeah, because she tried to put out that record with Cardi B, and that came and went.
It ain't go. It didn't hit.
Because she's an example of somebody that was considered a superstar at one point in time, and now she's still trying to.
Yeah, if you perform on every award show, from the Grammys to the BET Awards to whatever, Billboard, they got a bunch of them. You're a superstar. They don't just let anybody hop on that stage, because it's about presenting a product. But like I said, it could go like that extremely quickly, where they don't even ask you to present an award.
Yeah. Let me ask y'all this, and Lone, I'll come to you with your criteria as well. But now that we're starting to toss names around, I'll ask you, Lone, and then you can go into your criteria. Is Chance the Rapper a superstar?
Yeah, absolutely.
In your opinion?
I don't think he's ever been a superstar. I think he's had a lot of popularity, but I don't think he's ever. I mean, no.
He's a champion of the people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he completely dropped out of the superstar realm when he put out that Starbucks TikTok thing where he was trying to make a beat. I don't know what he was doing with it. No, I'm joking. But it was really bad.
I know what you did.
It was super bad. But no, I don't think Chance is. No, I mean, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I'm not. Really. I ain't trying to knock him. I'm just throwing names out there.
But I wouldn't call him a superstar.
But talk about your criteria. What you think?
What?
For
I don't have a criteria.
Oh, you don't have? Okay.
No, I I don't care.
I was waiting on that. I was waiting on that. Thank you.
Or you don't have any criteria.
Yeah.
No,
Thank you.
It's
No, just you know,
right.
yeah,
Just for the sake of the conversation.
No, just to sake for the speaking correct.
I know you don't care,
yeah.
but
Right. No, I don't. I don't know. Like a lot of this stuff, I just, Jay's talking about legacy, you know, versus superstar, and I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. But I've never even thought about any of this stuff. Like
because you can be a superstar for at one point Rick James was a superstar.
Oh yeah,
True.
True.
But you decide to take a couple years off and enjoy your superstardom, and when it's time for you to come back, you're no longer a
nights
superstar.
like this. I wish.
Don't get me
happen.
If you don't make it to that legacy part of being, where you don't have enough of a body of work, I mean,
Nas X is next up.
Really,
you better keep on.
levels to it.
Because
is the clock ticking?
Nelly did just enough to where he's Ludacris too. They're touring right now together.
Yeah,
to where they are
borderline.
Well,
see, the thing
I would put them as legacy artists.
Yeah, because what Nelly did, he capitalized by crossing over and getting some of that country money. So once you cross over to that country side of things, they buying records.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Not like
when he did it, they were.
They was out here getting that Shania Twain.
Yeah, when he did it, they were buying them though. That's what kind of
what got you on Eazy Long? Because I heard you say borderline for both of them.
Look, I like Ludacris.
Yeah,
I don't really like Nelly, but Nelly can't take anything away from him. But
yeah.
They're nowhere on the same level of any of the other names we were saying.
That we mentioned.
No, they're not. They're not even close to Nicki. They're not close to Nicki.
Nah,
Nelly has a diamond plaque,
but they can tour for the rest of their lives.
Nelly can tour for the rest of his life off his first three albums.
Here's my thing.
So can the Backstreet Boys. I mean, I guess
and they were superstars.
Here's my thing though. Superstar also could be. It could be looked at as subjective because anywhere past, well, even in that, but anywhere past Memphis, you can't tell anybody that Boosie ain't a superstar. I don't care where you go. Like, people love Boosie here.
People love Boosie, but he's not a superstar.
But I think it could be subjective.
There are people who love hip hop and they don't know who Boosie is.
I feel like I feel like
now his only superstar moment he's had was when the Rams came out to set it off during the Super Bowl.
Yep.
That was cold too. Go ahead, Long.
No, and at the same time, like, I'm not trying to take away from what Nelly's done or anything. It's just, or Luda, but I feel like they're in the same type of category.
Yeah,
they came out roughly the same
on the fringe.
Yeah, but they're nowhere near like Kanye West.
No,
I agree with that.
Their run was good.
The run was
great. They didn't have one album and then the next album was kind of like They had a string of hits and worked with a string of successful artists as well, who were featuring them on their projects, which kind of solidified them in that legacy.
I like the legacy. I like the legacy.
I don't know.
I look at it like if your first hit was if there are 10 years between hits,
yeah,
then you're talking about somebody, even it's 8 or 9 at this point. You're talking about somebody who's a legacy artist and always be able to tour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but at the same time,
and do big numbers.
Go ahead.
Always do big numbers though.
Now, yeah, because
I mean, like,
there's a difference between always being able to tour and always doing big numbers.
New Edition is doing a stadium tour right now.
Right.
New Edition, we're gonna throw them to the side.
But
they are beyond.
They
superstars.
never have to make another song.
Yeah, they're not doing any. They haven't. There's not a record that they're doing on tour right now that's not at least 20 years old.
And they sell
might
out
be older
stadiums.
than that.
New Edition.
Same thing for Jodeci. They're on tour with Jodeci selling out stadiums.
But to me, they're the other level. You know what I mean? Like they're the higher level. I just feel like there's places that Luda and Nelly could go that it's not going to turn out that same way that Kanye could do a pop-up in Wyoming and he would get 1 million people to show up. You know what I mean?
That's true.
But you know what I think?
People flying out to that.
I think then I would put Kanye
with STEM players.
He is just like.
I feel like Jay could do it too, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jay don't need no new records.
Nah, he don't need to do nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think there's just levels.
I think there's because we talk about Jay, Beyonce, Kanye. I would put Rihanna in there, but
that's Michael Jackson type stuff.
Yeah,
that's Michael Jackson.
They're basically that's Michael Jackson Prince.
Yeah.
Nelly at his. We talked about. I heard Jay Board mention Diamond. At his apex, obviously he was a superstar, but I see where you're coming from with I think you said fringe. Right, you're talking about on the edge as it relates to the other names that we mentioned.
I think we already talked about. I think we already covered it. It's just I just think there's levels. you know?
Yeah.
And I think there's legacy, but then there's like Michael Jackson's.
Now they gonna get that paper though. They gonna come see him. Yeah, they gonna come see him and Luda.
If he come here, at least
together.
He'll at least be able to do the fairgrounds.
I think that's where he is.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it at the fairground?
Yeah.
Red August laughed when you said the fairground. It's like you played him.
No, I'm not, because I mean, there's levels. So
It is.
and this is not a shot at. I'm not even gonna say any of the local or
There you go.
spots,
There you go.
but
Yeah.
I mean, there's a place in Broad Ripple that people frequent
Yep.
that may not hold as many people.
Yep.
And then if you go to the fairgrounds, that's going to hold more people.
Yep.
If you go downtown, that's when you talk stadium status, and that's when we talking about like the Jay-Z's, the Beyonce's, the Kanye's, things like that.
I'm
But
not mad
then
at
you
that.
got the status where there are some people that could come to Lucas Oil,
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. There's
That's
two,
stadium.
the football
two
stadium.
spots out there. Yeah,
But you know, Guns N' Roses came to the football stadium.
yeah.
Yeah. And I
But-
bet it was crazy in there.
Yeah. So
And these is artists that could probably do more than one show and sell both of them out
probably
on consecutive nights.
you know, or add a show.
Yeah.
Jodeci opening up for
New Edition.
New Edition.
Well,
Just shows you
how
how
KC
time-
doing, man? Is he good?
He's good. I like his. This is how other people are.
Is he
are
good, good?
making good money on the internets.
Yeah.
Is like they're recording the footage from this tour and posting it on their YouTubes.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Jodeci's just fine. You know, there are
Okay.
some nights where looks like
Everybody's showing up.
it looked like Bobby's a little winded.
Yeah, Bobby
I see-
was out there
I see
looking
that.
like TD Jakes, wasn't he?
See, come on, don't do the king of R&B.
Hey, that's
like
my
that.
guy, but he was out there looking
Like
real
when he does
preacherish.
his songs, he's good. His voice sounds great, but it's like you could tell the other five members they never really, you know,
They never stopped working.
they never stopped working.
First of all, that's funny. Yes, I saw the I saw some videos, man. Because Bobby has slimmed up though.
he
a little
had,
bit. Like
he had
had-
slimmed up a little
He
bit.
was in shape. The
But
RBRM, he was out there.
But you know that grind of doing all the steps with New Edition is something different.
Yeah, nah. Because they ain't missed a beat.
Ronnie DeVoe and them ain't stopped.
Oh no,
Mike,
they still
Bivens,
hit,
all them.
they still hit all those Belle Biv DeVoe steps.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not mad at that. I still would want to see that
On
show
them
though.
50-year-old knees and all.
Yeah, unfortunately they're skipping. They're
Not
doing like,
surprised.
they're doing the triangle. They're doing the St. Louis,
Chicago.
Cincinnati
Yeah.
triangle.
I'm
over-
not surprised.
over this overcoming.
Last time they was here was, I want to say, 2000.
is like 12 or 13. Yeah, I saw
No,
it.
it was later than that.
Oh no,
Because they went
They
to
came to, like,
the
the expo or
casino in
something.
Anderson.
oh okay.
Yeah, RBRM came to Anderson.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
Imagine going to Anderson
my
for
mom,
her
my
concert.
It was like
cousin,
probably 2019.
my
Okay.
cousin said it was sold out though. Long.
Yeah,
It was.
I bet your cousin lives in Anderson.
to their
They said it was sold
credit, though, I do know people that traveled from here, even though that's not a long
out. And
drive,
Fort Wayne to go see that.
to see New Edition.
I
Yeah.
can dig it.
Long, what's your favorite New Edition song?
I don't know.
What's your favorent Bobby Brown song?
Yeah, I know.
You gotta trim it down.
Every little breath you take.
And on that note, Red August, let's go ahead and shout out the partners, man. Every little breath.
Thanks to our partners. Dr. Coleman of 𝗀𝗲𝗄 Dental is our go-to dentist. He's a longtime Indianapolis arts and music supporter located right in Broad Ripple. Printfinity is a screen printing shop based in Indianapolis, owned and operated by our own DJ Jay Diff. Our good friends at Indie CD and Vinyl operate one of the best record stores in North America. Shop new and used in their site or visit them in person. And the best way to support the New Old Heads is to visit our Patreon and become a member for as little as $3 a month. All details on newoldheads.com.
Now we back.
Bong bong.
Thank you, Red August.
Hey.
Got caught looking at the screen, all the graphics
Deer
and
in
loan and
headlights.
everything. Yeah.
You know,
Shout out to the
get
partners
real
as always.
distracted with the color TV. And all.
Yeah, nice TV over there. All right,
Really
man.
got some money over there. They got a color TV.
Yeah, you know.
Y'all remember when a flat screen TV was like a luxury item?
Yes.
And it was a pretty much a big piece of your living room.
I feel like this is one of them.
Yeah.
Way back then.
Yeah.
Certain people don't even know about that. We have listeners or supporters somewhere that have no idea about that big back TV era though. They have
to
no
about 3
idea.
people carry that.
It was a
It
it was
had
a straight up
wheels
piece
on
of
the
furniture.
bottom.
Yeah.
I'm old enough. Granny had rabbit ears. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about? So two or three channels.
You know what's crazy is the size of those TVs ain't nothing compared to what the TVs are now. Like if you got a big screen TV back then, it might have been like a 50
Maybe.
Oh no, like I
Like 42.
With a huge back on it though.
When my dad, like he hit a lick.
Oh yeah,
at an electronics store that was about to close. He got a 52-inch TV. This is like when I was in, might have been 90, 91.
What did he pay for it?
I was living large.
I mean, like it was a couple
$1,000
$1,000, but this was a good deal back then.
That's a really good deal.
You know, but that TV lasted until me and my sister bought him an actual flat screen TV like 20 years later. You know,
yeah, they keep on going.
My daddy would have.
I mean, it had wood paneling on it. It was a piece of furniture.
Nah, definitely.
And
I remember my grandmother, she had a TV. It wasn't nowhere near that big, but it was in a cabinet.
Yeah.
So you had to open the cabinet up.
open the doors up to watch the TV.
It was a piece of furniture.
Oh no,
Yes, sir.
And when he got him the flat screen, he's like, "Do you think I could sell this?" I was like, "Absolutely not."
Nah.
Nobody's
I
going
gave my big screen away.
You could take it apart and sell the parts to the junkyard or something, maybe.
I
Yeah,
gave
maybe.
mine away.
Get you a little cheese long.
Some metals.
Chop
Scrap
it
metal.
up for firewood.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's go ahead and start our process for our top producers list. We're gonna compose a list of 75 producers, like we did with our top MCs list. Was that 75 or 100? It's been a while.
150.
156. Okay, which you can still see and get access to.
NewOldHeads.com/goat.
Thank you, sir. But we're gonna do 75 producers. So this portion of the show will be us pretty much trying to iron out the criteria that we will use once we get our 75 and start, going through the list. So I'm gonna go around the table, and we can kind of talk about what we think is important as it relates to building the top producer, and just kind of see what you guys think. So Jay Diff, I'll come to you first. Give me something. I'm going to try to take some notes as well. Give me something that you think that's important as it relates to producers. We want to look at a criteria when we compare them.
I would say sampling. And what
Ability
I mean
to
by
sample?
that, not necessarily the ability to sample, but being able to mask the sample so that when you first hear it, you don't know where it came from. I don't know what you would call that though.
What you think, Lone? How would you classify that?
I don't even know what that would be called. I mean, you can chop it up, I guess.
Sample difficulty.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, I don't know if that. No, this is where I'm gonna get extra, like.
I mean, that's what we doing.
Extra weird on, because I don't necessarily think that makes somebody. Some people do it on purpose. Somebody
would let you know what it is.
Yeah, some people do that stuff on purpose. So I don't know if it's.
How about sample chopping ability? Do you think, because that doesn't apply to everybody, but it does apply to some of the greats, right? So do we want to take that out of consideration?
But then
totally, or
some people get a 0 then.
There are going to be some people that would not qualify for that. That's true.
Well, everybody doesn't sample.
Right.
That's why I'm saying some people get a 0.
Yeah. How about an easy one? Drum programming.
Drum programming. I like that. I like drum programming. I like that.
How good are the drums? And that could be, depend on the style. That way, if it's a more trap-esque or whatever, that works. Or if
what
it's
about
boom bappity, that works as well.
Originality, like a producer that has
define it.
I think that kind of leans towards being able to mask a sample.
Originality is like
kinda for some people. The problem is the only thing with that is it's just not a blanket term. Like it. So you wouldn't give Pharrell demerit points for not doing that. You know what I mean?
Not being able to.
Yeah,
he does sample though, but
he
not
does.
Like
but
Dilla or somebody like that.
I think some sort of sample flipping has to be in there though. I feel like the way the complexities of it has to be in there, or maybe it's the melodic elements or something. I don't know.
Sample flipping is going to, in my personal opinion, based off some of the names that I see that are probably going to be on our list, sample flipping is going to apply to more of the list than less, based off the names that I see from the direction that we're going. You see what I'm saying in terms of what we have?
Well, let me ask you guys this, just as a general question: when you listen to a beat, how much stock do you put in the fact that you can notice a sample or versus not notice a sample?
I don't care.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't think it's
If
like,
the beat knocks, you know.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like rather than, don't get me wrong, I feel like that's could be a super niche category for sample producers, but I feel like almost melodic elements covers that. Like, how do they do their, what'd you say?
I like
creativity.
I like that from a producer standpoint.
Okay, how we have to define it though.
Creativity to me is the difference between a producer like Jay Dilla would get high marks for creativity. Lil Jon wouldn't.
Why
You
not?
have to define it. You have to define it. You're defining it by saying the same word.
Yeah, because
No,
to me, them Lil Jon beats.
It's not about if they go though. I'm talking about technically how the beats are put together. Those aren't as creative as the sample chopping that I would hear from Jay Dilla, in my personal opinion.
Okay, so that kind of goes to what Terry's point about masking the sample is a little bit, right?
Right.
So,
and it's all subjective at the end of the day, right?
So I feel like there's something there. I just don't know how to define it.
Well, maybe we can put an asterisk by that one because I'm just taking a list, so just coming up with some stuff. What about hit making ability?
That's what I was gonna say. I think that should factor into it. And I know some people would think, oh, well, that disqualifies some of your favorites, but some of your favorites have had hits in different eras.
True.
I mean, some people it's going to lean heavier towards if you're talking about the Neptunes, or Timberland. But Jay Dilla did have Didn't You Know and The Light and Running.
Dope records.
He had records that got played on the radio and had those chart positions. So,
I don't know. I wouldn't put that in there personally, but I can see.
I mean, like I said, we're discussing it. So.
Which one, Lone? Hit making?
Yeah, I don't think that goes in there. But I can see the argument for it.
What about influence?
Influence, that's definitely.
I like influence.
Yeah, influence is definitely.
So as it stands, then these are all just, right now we got drum programming, hit making ability, the ability to mask a sample. We still got to come up with the terminology for that. Producer's influence. What are some things that we feel like are still left on the table? I really like drum programming. I like that one from a producer standpoint. I think that's dope.
How they work with artists.
Yeah, something along those lines. I don't know what that is either, but
I like that.
Collaboration.
Maybe collaboration, versatility, or something.
Versatility
in collaboration.
I think versatility can set on his own, and then we could do.
But I'm saying this collaboration versatility is one thing.
Oh, you think it's
the versatility to be able to collaborate with multiple artists?
Oh, see, I'm thinking versatility in terms of the style.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that I'm speaking specifically on the ability for people to be able to collaborate with different artists.
Okay.
We could attach versatility to something else if we want to.
I'm not mad at that.
If somebody can work with Megan The Stallion but could also work with Evidence, then I think that shows range. You know what I mean?
Versatility, collaboration. Okay.
I think melodic elements has to be on there somewhere, and I don't know what that is exactly, because the melody could be related to how somebody flips a sample. You know what I mean? Or it could be to how good they play whatever they play and how catchy it is. You know what I mean? But I still feel like how great their melodic elements because that to me that turns into hit making potentially.
Okay. Do we want to have any weight on producers that have the ability? Well, I guess that still goes back to
beat structure.
Put that down.
Like being able
format
to
the way they format,
being able to have different, not necessarily elements, but different.
I think we could
valleys and peaks in the same beat. Maybe, I don't know.
Arrangement is important in production. Arrangement is important.
Yeah.
You got your producers that we always talk about drops and how beats are arranged and other elements that come in and out when they come in and out versus people that may just loop or.
The problem with that, in my opinion, is that a lot of times those adjustments can be made in the engineering realm of things too. Like, I could make a beat and give it to an engineer, and it could just be a loop, and then they could just put the drops wherever it makes sense. You know what I mean? So
I've seen it done. I've seen it done. Beat structure. I'm gonna write that down.
But beat structure, I think, could tie into maybe a category that's even more thorough. That would be like, and maybe this is already. Did we already mention like overall product, like the how good they are at turning their beat into like a
song?
A song?
No, I don't have that. I don't have anything.
You know what I mean? Like,
but we can do that.
How good are the songs that they make? I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe listenability. You know, like you can listen to it on a repeat. You know, doesn't get old. That could go into the looping aspect maybe a little bit. I don't know.
I like listenability because there are some producers that we may think, or you know, that you can point out to that are extremely cold, but you don't want to listen to too much of it. It might be a niche thing where you can recognize the talent, but it's not gonna ride like a high tech CD would ride or something that he produced.
It's kind of like a Flying Lotus versus
right.
You know what I'm saying? One of the well-known producers. Like
a Premiere mostly loops. I mean, I like a lot of Premiere stuff on its own, but it's way more involved in a Flying Lotus beat than a Premiere beat.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And then we'll have to go through and weigh those things because each is great in his own right at what he does.
Right.
I like listenability. I'll put that on there. Man, this is harder than I thought.
Make sure you put the description of listenability because that's just like saying creative.
Is longevity important in beat making?
I like that one. Ability to stay relevant.
This is the thing. Like,
kind of.
I like that one.
You could either say that, or you could just look at an individual's body of work. You know, maybe they killed it for 5 years, but there's somebody who killed it for 5 years as a more impressive body than work and has sustained over 20.
Right.
So perhaps body of work.
Body work is interesting. I can rock with that maybe.
So I'm gonna keep longevity on it just as an option, but body of work is one as well. Okay.
Now I know we mentioned versatility, but I think versatility. Hold on. I wish this was like in front of me so I could see it. But
drum programming, hit making ability, ability to mask a sample, influence, versatility / collaboration ability. Where we talked about being able to work with different artists.
It's not a slash.
It's not
collaboration, versatility.
Okay, I'm gonna make adjustments as we go.
Yeah, I was just making sure that that's distinct because I feel like versatility could be so many different things. So I want to make sure that's distinguished.
Collaboration, versatility. I got you.
Yeah.
Melodic elements, beat structure, how good are the records, listenability, longevity, body of work.
Yeah.
So
that's a good amount. I mean,
that's a lot. I don't know if there's anything that we're leaving out that is, vital when we think about producers. Because the ability to make a dope record to me is very important.
Right.
Gotta have that. Gotta be able to do that. I like body of work, but Jay Moore mentioned you might have 5 strong years. And then how do we weigh that versus the person that's been relevant for 20 plus? Or found a way to carve a lane out for 20 plus.
True, but you know what I mean? You might be able to put somebody who's had 20 years, you put their top 10 against somebody who was doing it for 5, you put it up against their top 10. That person who had maybe a larger impact in that 5 years, and the person did in 20.
That's true. How about this? I'm just throwing darts at the board. Well, it goes back to body of work. Never mind.
What about, have we mentioned anything that's kind of related to, I know we probably have, but like originality, like being like their own sound?
Like someone who did it first, and you can tell people came behind that.
I like that. A unique.
Yeah, like Alchemist, for example, he's got a lot of children. You know what I mean?
A lot.
Yep. Dilla has a lot of children,
And child support.
Matter of fact, if we wanna be honest, DJ Paul got a lot of kids running around.
Yeah,
to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else could there be?
Originality,
ability to rap. No, I'm kidding.
Now we'll start. That's gonna make it real short.
We're gonna see a lot of 4s and 5s.
Yeah.
Or get some zeros.
Yeah.
By far, I'm the best producer on the mic. Who said that? Look at Red August pointing to himself. See? Everybody a star.
We need to get it together.
Stop, man.
Does relevancy mean anything in this realm?
Maybe. I think it could go
maybe.
to, I think it could like maybe, I don't know, kind of, I feel like relevancy could be like longevity a little bit. You know what I mean? Like how long? I guess it just depends. What do you mean by that? Like the relevancy to like the pop culture or in hip hop, or, you know, like what's going on right now?
Mixture of both.
Mixture of both.
Pop culture.
You know, like if Apollo Brown is dropping a whole bunch of projects, and people like them, but he's not super big, does he get docked for it? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I mean, this is very tricky. That's why I'm glad we're having a conversation. This is very tricky.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna, like I said, I'm taking notes. Now I might be nitpicking here and being a nerd, but I'll throw this one out there. What about the quality of the production from like a mixing and mastering standpoint? Because Dr. Dre to me always gets marks because his stuff sounds better than everybody else's.
Well, you know,
It always
recent stuff
has.
hasn't.
but that's on the engineer. That's not on the
engineering.
producer.
But he engineers it though. Like
Yeah, but that's not that's separate. Do you engineer your stuff?
I get it close. Then somebody else will, you know, put the sauce on it.
That's what
Okay,
I
that's
mean.
fair.
That's what I mean. Like,
all right,
the engineers
all right.
kind of.
I was just throwing it out there because Dre stuff just sounds better than a lot of people's
I
stuff.
think historically it has, but
Yeah.
the stuff I've heard
sound.
stuff I've heard recently
of late.
has been average to me, if not.
Oh no, that Compton album sounded good, man.
Yeah, the Compton
The
album.
6 tracks that did he just drop sound like bleh to me.
Yeah,
Who
those
Dre
were,
just dropped 6 tracks?
they were for a video game.
Yeah, but there's still 6
That's
tracks.
still
Yeah.
counting.
Dre,
Yeah,
true.
still
You know what I
counting.
mean?
Yeah. He has but do you guys agree with me that he has a certain standard from his
I think he used to.
used to? He's just saying it hadn't been what it was.
Compared to Compton, yeah, I could see.
Compton slap.
Compared to the 6-pack he put out for Grand Theft Auto 5.
Compton
Right.
slap, boy. All of them.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I've never looked at Dre like Dre's got engineers too,
Okay.
and
fair enough.
I just kind of look at that's kind of a paywall.
Justice League stuff sounds good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
Sounds
does.
really good.
It's great.
yeah.
Okay. I think we're getting somewhere. We got enough to at least go back and fine tune and refine. I'm trying to look at them and see if there's anything else that we have left out.
Yeah, I don't know.
We might have to open it up in maybe in Discord or something. If some of the people want to put in some additional criteria. Or,
It's already in there. It's ready for you to paste.
yeah. Okay. Cool. But I think we got a good start. This is going to be hard, and I think what makes this interesting is with MCs. All MCs are different, we know, and we broke the MCs down for what they are and what they do and how they do. With the producers, you have producers that are legendary that don't rely on samples like some that do, but they're just as legendary. And then you have.
I don't think rely on samples is a fair even statement though.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
You don't think Premier relies on samples?
No, I think everybody samples. I think everything is a sample.
I don't. But see, I wouldn't say Pharrell relies on samples. I don't think the Neptunes.
Some people's career
rely
is
on
built around the
samples.
sample bag.
That's what I'm
agree with
saying.
that.
I feel like
Organized noise is not
if somebody
sample
if
based.
somebody plays a piano
Mm-hmm.
and they record it and then you make a record of it, you are sampling that piano. It is the same thing.
So what about?
To a certain extent.
But what about?
Okay, more so somebody is digging in the crates.
Right. I wouldn't necessarily.
I'm not trying to knock it. I'm just talking about the difference
No, I
in
know.
style.
No,
You
I
know
know.
what I'm saying?
I'm just trying to say, like, I don't know if digging in the crates is really a skill to the extent. I mean, it is.
It is a
You
skill.
have an ear
It is.
for a sample.
Yeah,
It is,
a
but
skill.
I think the bigger skill is being able to flip anything into something that sounds good, as opposed to just finding a nice loop.
I mean,
I do agree with that.
Like
I do agree with
think
that.
Think about what Justice Blaze,
Justice Blaze. Shout out to Justice
what
Blaze.
Just Blaze did with Super Freak, as opposed to like, you know, what it was for Hammer when it was just basically a loop. You know, he turned it into some, you know, so I mean, like, really,
Production
you could
had evolved. Though,
yeah, but also you could dig in the crates all you look, right? If you're just gonna sample the actual melody and just loop it, okay, that's one thing. But if you're gonna take another part and chop it up, you know, you could take that same super popular record and turn it into two different things.
And that's where we get into the area where it's interesting, because 𝗏𝗏 is somebody that has led and spearheaded the resurgence of the big loops. Now you see 𝗏𝗔𝗗𝗦 and all these cats. It's a whole wave now, 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝐻. But he was one of those people that did that very well, to pick the right sample to make it work. I've always given him P's for that. But do we weigh that less versus the person that can actually go in and chop? That's why this is interesting to me. That's why I think it's interesting.
I mean, as somebody, the way I feel is as somebody that can do both, I feel like they're both
equally as
good.
Right.
That's why I said melodic. Like, what do your melodies sound like? Because that's essentially what you're chopping. You're chopping a melody.
Agreed.
You know, like, so how good are your melodies? So if you're a sample producer, how good are you at digging? If you're somebody from scratch, how good are you at being Scott Storch? You know, like, how good are you at making whatever that is be whatever that is? I think that's the way I would approach it, because otherwise I feel like it gets too nuanced to where people are gonna, like, I don't want to dock Alchemist for not chopping,
right?
And I don't want to dock Pharrell for playing from scratch. You know, like, I feel like,
because they're both dope at what they do.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
they're both dope at what they do.
Be careful with that. You know, if this was a list of just sample chopping producers, and I feel like maybe we could go down that route, but
we get there faster. I think.
For sure.
We get there faster if it was just sample chopping producers, but I mean, it's not. So we gotta make sure we get something that's fair.
We could maybe do something that's related to versatility. Maybe back to your point, and maybe we kind of mentioned this, that maybe they can do both. I don't know.
I hold that
in there.
Yeah, but it's versatility. It's collaboration versatility, being able to work with other artists.
Okay. I just think overall versatility should be.
That's something that I hold in high regards.
Yeah,
being able to do.
I think that's fine. I just wanted to be specific on that one. That wasn't versatility. I just
collaboration versatility versus just versatility. I got you. I hold that in high regards. Being able to.
Would it be
to do that?
Would it be, just to be specific? Would it be just production versatility, like the whole overall beat, or would it be anything, you know, like, are we talking about, what are we trying to highlight here? Are we trying to highlight the versatility of being able to produce in both of the ways that you can produce, which is essentially play something and or chop records, or is it a versatility in just kind of like the overall sound that comes out? Which is more important?
Probably a mixture of both, I would think.
I would have a hard time judging each of those as the same thing, though, I guess.
Because versatility can easily be, and we'll just throw names out there, a producer that will be able to make a slap with French Montana, somebody that can make a slap with Kendrick, and then somebody that can make a slap with Boosie.
So it's less about the actual process. It's more so about the versatility of collaboration of artists. That's what I just...
Which, like you said, it's coming back around to that.
So I feel like...
But I see your point, though. I see where you're going.
I feel like the other versatility is just the versatility not in like who you can work with, but like in what you can create.
Right.
And I understand there can be some overlap there, but Premier doesn't... When Premier's doing records for Christina Aguilera, he's still the same Premier as before. You know, he's not...
His style still works for Christina.
Yeah, for sure. But
I work with MOP.
But I would consider that like a collaborative versatility, not a style versatility.
What I'm talking,
no, that makes sense.
To Lone's point, I'll give you a prime example. To Lone's point, it's tall black guy. I've seen him chop samples and be able to do that, but I've also seen him be able to make beats from scratch, play the keys, formulate it, and come up with it. Like, that's different from what we're talking about as it relates to being able to be versatile to work with artists. I'm talking about a dude that can chop samples and get in that bag and then go no sample and play keys and do all that. That's a whole different skill set.
That's going to be hard to pinpoint for some people though, because we're not going to know. And I don't know.
That might be too. That might be too deep though. I'm just throwing an example out there, but that might be a little too deep. We want to keep it to the point where it's fair across the board.
I think versatility of style though.
Versatility of style,
of production style could be one maybe.
I'll put it down.
You know what I mean? Because that kind of goes into kind of what you were saying, and you know,
I'll put that down. Okay.
Then we don't get super nuanced into the like, who's playing versus because a lot of times we don't even know unless like we're studying and studying.
Man,
you know what I mean? Like
you got to read we used to do that. I used to read the credits and see who played what, but now they don't even show production credits anymore. It just drops. So, you know, you see Mike Dean played this and XYZ played that and Robert Glasper or whatever. But okay, I'm going to save this. I think we got a good start. We'll just have to fine tune it and, you know, get to the point where
I think that's a decent place.
We have something we can agree on. This is going to be fun though, because the names that I see thus far are incredible. And I still thought about maybe 4 or 5 that could be added. So this is going to be good. So
join our Discord and you can contribute to this.
Yes, indeed. That's going to do it for this episode. We appreciate you all as always. Remember, newoldheads.com, all the education you need to share for everything that we do. We appreciate the support as always. Shout out to the chat. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Yeah.